All right, what's going on? It's D Scott from Jams 96.3. As you can tell from the logos that are pretty much everywhere on this thing up in the corner and behind me, I'm in the Jam studio. Kadianne Whyte is actually joining me, who is, I would love to just call you an actress, but you are so much more than an actress. Like I was reading your stuff and I was like, damn, bodybuilding, cheerleading, dancer, martial artist. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, and we'll get into the stuff that you're doing with Black Mafia Family, BMF. I did not know it meant Black Mafia Family, by the way. BMF means something completely different in my mind. And I was like, oh, that's what it's called. I was going to go a bad mofo is what that's where my. Well, I mean, listen, I knew it was a 50 Cent show. I'm like, it makes perfect sense for him to have a show called Bad Mofo. But anyway,
Bad move.
like,
I feel that.
and that's not. I thought the actual words, not mofo. I just don't want to say them and get myself in trouble here. So,
You're all good.
what kind of martial arts is it? Kickboxing? Is it anything? Karate? Kempo? Taekwondo? Muay Thai?
I actually want to try jujitsu, but it's just like kickboxing
Oh, okay. All
so
right. Not
far.
a bad thing. So before we had gotten on, I mentioned how I do a podcast. I do a wrestling podcast with a friend of mine, Bobby Fish. He's actually a kickboxer and does Muay Thai
Oh, cool.
on top of professional wrestling. So listen, if that's what you're doing, I have nothing but respect for you because I know you guys can throw down, and I'm not going to say, trust me when I say I will not cross you whatsoever in this, because then if we cross paths, I'm going to be like, oh shit, but
I
hey.
know, right? Don't get me upset.
Right. I will do my best not to make you angry. So, now I also see cheerleader and dancer.
Yeah.
What kind of dance do you do? I was curious because my oldest daughter cheers for U Albany here in the capital region, and my youngest daughter, who's 16, competes as a dancer. So, what
Oh,
kind of
that's so
dance?
cool.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's
Yeah, it is. But honestly, it's amazing to have like that outlet. So I've always been into performing arts and dancing. I've done like hip hop. I've also taught classes, hip
oh,
hop classes and jazz. So
oh, very awesome. My daughter does jazz, contemporary, tap, lyrical stuff like that.
nice.
Her uncle, I don't know if you know who Corey Snide is. It's actually my daughter's uncle.
Oh,
Corey's been overseas. He performed at 12 years old. He was Billy Elliot over in England and has done stuff on Broadway. And he's actually from our area. And him and his sister opened a studio here, so she's dancing with them, and she loves it. You say it's an outlet. I don't think there's a better outlet for kids than performing arts. I love the performing arts. So
exactly. Yeah, that's great that you have her in it.
yeah, she needs to get a job is what she needs. We're going to Jersey this week, and we're in upstate New York, Albany, and we're about 3 hours from where the competition is this weekend. So we're driving down, and she's competing this weekend. So we gotta.
Oh, cool.
She's been doing it since she was 4. So this whole like going to dance competitions is kind of
Yeah, it's
second
like
nature for us.
that's
What's
great.
that?
Well, no, I said that's great. Like she's been doing it for a while, so she's used to it. Like,
Yeah, and she thoroughly enjoys it. She's a tapper, but she has fallen in love with other styles, grown tremendously in the new studio. So it's really fun to watch. But that's enough about my kid. Let's talk about you and your career and what's going on with Black Mafia Family, not Bad Mother, but
not big, black mofo.
not Black Mofo, Bad Mofo.
Oh, bad mofo.
But it's also another idea. Hey, listen, if 50 happens to take some of these ideas, just give me some residuals and we're fine. It's
Right.
so now this is your first season on the show, correct?
Yes.
Which is awesome. Now how do you play Angel and you're a dancer in the show?
Yes. I'm a dancer in the show.
Gotcha. So what is Angel's role in the story?
Well, when we first meet Angel, she has like an air of mystery about her in the beginning. we see her at the Platinum Palace, and Meech and her kind of lock eyes, and he wants to know more about her, and she has a troubled past, we later learn, and it's hard for her to trust people because growing up she was in foster care, and I don't want to give too much, but let's just say she had like a troubled past, and then they connect, they start dating, and they have like this deep connection, and he shares things with her and she opens up to him, and we kind of see that arc and how he helps her believe in herself and reach her potential later on in the show.
Oh, very nice. So you are a love interest to one of the main characters. Not a bad thing.
Oh yeah.
So, that's not a bad role to have. So
Right.
And I know it's out. So BMF, Black Mafia Family, is out on Stars. The new season started March 1st, so it's already started. Now, is it one of the shows that gives you like on a week-to-week basis, or does everything just come out and you can kind of binge watch it?
So it's week to week, so the fans have to wait. Every Friday, a new episode drops. So
gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm one of those. I'd prefer everything to come out so I can just, which is an
binge
issue.
watch.
Like, yeah, I just watch it. Like I've been doing that, and I've been waiting ever so patiently for Cobra Kai to come out with their last season. But I'll sit and I watch it, and then it's like, within maybe 2 days, and I'm through all the shows. Because clearly I have nothing better to do than to just sit and watch Cobra Kai. But then you're like, now what? So
I know I'm a binger too, honestly.
So, yeah.
But with BMF, honestly, if they were to just drop all the episodes, like there would be spoilers everywhere. You'd already know what's going on.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. So that's smart on your part to kind of. I mean, I know like I keep referencing the show, but like I know they Cobra Kai puts it all out, so it's just kind of like here you go. But yeah, that's true. And then I guess it's just the people lacking patience at this point in time where it's like I want it all now, and it's like, man, when I was growing up, you had to wait because there was no streaming. there was no such thing as binge watching. You're just like, oh, it's on every Thursday, so that's when we watch it.
You have to wait. That's true.
Yeah, like I grew up watching like the Cosby Show and Cheers, and you're like, well, I gotta wait till Thursdays because that's when the show comes out. So, like everybody calm down. But no, I do like the point about spoilers coming out, so those people that haven't caught up with everything would just be getting all kinds of information that maybe they don't want to have because some people don't like spoilers. I find out, which I think is whatever.
No. People don't like that because, there's going to be people that literally, as soon as it drops, they're going to literally watch the entire thing in one go.
Right.
And they will tweet about it and stuff and get it out there and be like, why did this happen? And then it's going to show up.
And then the other people are like, why did you say that? I didn't want to know. I'm not there yet. So, yeah, I get that. Speaking of Twitter, how did you fare the other day in the big blackout of Meta? Were you okay with everything?
Yeah, I was fine. I honestly am not really on Twitter that much, but I need to be. I've been told like I should go on Twitter more often, but not really
when the blackout or the outage happened, Twitter was like the only thing left. It was Facebook, Instagram, and Threads were all down for like an hour and a half.
Wait, when was that? Exactly?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I was wondering like, why is my feed not working?
Yeah.
But I was doing something, so I'm like, maybe Instagram is something going on, or because I'm like, why does it keep saying can't load post or can't? I'm like, it must be an outage.
Yep, it was all three of the platforms that Meta, aka Mark Zuckerberg, has. Threads was down, Threads, Instagram, and Facebook. It was amazing that society survived for an hour and a half without Facebook. It's like.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, so for us though, it's funny because we're trying to put out digital content on our websites and stuff like that, and the only way to really share it throughout the day is on our social medias. So our Facebook was down. We're like, oh, we got all these articles we just wrote. We got nowhere to put them.
Oh Lord, it's kind of like, so you guys were kind of backed up
a little bit. We managed though. We managed to survive. It was like an hour and a half. You would have thought that something catastrophic had happened by the way people were complaining. It was hilarious.
It was the social apocalypse.
Yes. It was the social apocalypse that ended an hour and a half after it started.
Right.
Like, I'm like, okay, everybody just calm down. Just calm down. So now we'll go through a little bit of the cast for BMF as well, because I know obviously you are a part of it. I'm reading some of these names. I mean, the cast is stacked. Lala Anthony, Snoop Dogg, Monique, Leslie Jones, Two Chains. I have to say his name like that is obligatory. Which Lil Baby, Neo, Sweetie. That's some. Those are now, and I don't think they're not like full-time cast members. Those are more like special appearance. I know Lala is a part of the show,
Yeah.
but I think and I think Neo is a reoccurring character. But are they all reoccurring, or are they just kind of like pop-ins?
I would say Sweetie is a pop in. I would say Neo and Two Chains are recurring. We're
Oh,
gonna see
okay,
them a lot for sure.
gotcha,
Lil Baby, he's also he's a pop in.
gotcha. I'll be honest with you. We play Lil Baby's music here. If I tripped over Lil Baby, I probably wouldn't know who he is.
It's okay.
And I'm not throwing any shade his way, nothing. I'm like, dude, I love your music. I have no idea what you look like.
I have no idea. Well, we don't want that happening, but yeah, Neo I'm very familiar with because a lot of my scenes are with Neo. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Me and him go way back. Not really. I have actually. He was in the area last summer. Because he was on tour with Mario doing the Champagne and Roses tour, and they were at SPAC, which is an amphitheater venue that we have up here in upstate New York, and I had a chance to sit down with him and interview him. And what a sweetheart of a human that man is.
Yeah,
He's
so cool.
he was so nice, kind of sarcastic, which I love because we get he's got a very dry, sarcastic sense of humor, which I like because that's exactly how I am. So there was a lot of jokes going on, and
Right.
a number of years ago we did a show, and he had missed this flight that was coming to Albany to get him to the show, and it was an hour and a half late. And I mentioned that too. I brought him up. I was like, "Hey man, remember that time you were super late to your show?" So, but
No,
great.
yeah, he's cool. He's down to earth, and
yeah, I in sitting there and chatting with him, and obviously with him getting ready to go on stage, probably 2 hours after we were chatting, he had all his jewelry on, and I missed about 80% of what he said because I was staring at the rocks in his ears that were like this big. I was like, "Wow, man, luck, good for you." Are those real? I didn't ask him if they were real. That was a little rude to do.
That'd be kind of like, yeah, are those real?
Yeah. Hey man, I know you've written a bunch of #1 hits and had them your own songs. Are your diamond earrings real?
I just really have to know, like, are those real?
And what about that chain? Is that chain real? I'm probably thinking that would have been the end of the interview at that point.
Yeah, I think he would feel attacked after that. Like,
yeah,
okay.
more than likely, But hey,
What is it?
But you see, some guys like to just show off. Doesn't have to be real. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, without giving too much away, and I don't even know if you'd be able to answer this question, for the next season of BMF, will you be a part of that? If you can't answer
can't really answer that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't say anything about season 4.
Fair enough. That's completely fair. Now, before I let you go, I did notice that some of the accents that you're able to do, the one that kind of, what is a Birmingham accent? Is that Alabama?
Yeah, it's like it's more like a Southern accent. So, because I was on P Valley, it's like a Southern accent.
Gotcha. Because I was going through it, and it's like, it says BBC English accent, Australian, and then all of a sudden it says Birmingham, and I'm like, Alabama, or is Birmingham because I know that there's dialects like in England where you could tell where a person is from by their accent.
Right.
So I thought maybe it was like a specific kind of British accent.
We gotta change Birmingham. It's just like a Southern accent. I wouldn't really say exactly like the area.
Okay.
But it's more like a Southern accent because I had to play a Southern role.
Okay, fair enough. Now, of your extracurricular activities, obviously you enjoy acting. You can sing as well, which you're like the ultimate threat It was because usually it's like triple threat. You can sing, dance, and act.
Yes.
You have so many hats. But what is your so is it cheerleading? Is it dance? Is it martial arts? Is it bodybuilding? Which would be your favorite extracurricular activity?
Other than acting?
Yes.
Jeez. Well, like fitness is more like my daily routine kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, but as far as like probably dancing and singing, and dancing then singing.
Fair enough. Now, are there any plans to maybe pursue singing as an option as well? Like, I mean, you're working with Neo, maybe the guy can write you a hit.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually trying to work on my first EP.
Oh.
So yeah, and I want to bring like a different flavor, so not just like your regular R&B because I'm Jamaican and
Mhm.
Chinese. So I want to bring in some like Afrobeat style mixed in with pop and R&B all intertwined.
That sounds fantastic. That also sounds like a song we would play on Jams 96.3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're feeling the Caribbean vibes?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, we're kind of I mean, we're hip hop and hits. We lean towards the hip hop a little bit more. But you know, with Tyla kind of breaking through, we're playing Peso Pluma. Um, what some of the, you know, and obviously in the area for upstate New York, Albany, like when reggaeton was huge, that was all anyone ever wanted to hear. I mean, and I personally like it as well. You know, it's a different flavor to everything. So it's always upbeat and energetic. How can you be mad at
Yeah.
that? If you give me some tempo, I'm gonna like it. If it's, you know,
Exactly.
so. But that would be great. And then we can get you on a label, and then they can work me on your record, and I can go, I'm playing it because I interviewed her and she's amazing. So so
Right.
Black Mafia family on Stars. We are on, what are we, season 3?
Yeah, season 3.
Season 3 is out now. It's already started. You're going to have to catch up because it started March 1st. New episodes every Friday. You can see my guest Kadianne Whyte playing Angel, love interest. Love that. So that I just wanted to thank you for a few minutes here. We had a few issues to get started. We're gonna
Yeah, we
work
had
it.
a
We're
late
fix your,
start.
we're gonna fix your computer. That's all. It's just. But no, thank you
Good
so
thing I
much
have
for.
a phone though, right?
What's that?
No, I said good thing I have a phone though, right?
Yes, yeah, that was a major plus because otherwise it would have been me and there's just like this blank screen and the microphone and it would just say KW in a circle and it would kind of pulsate every time you talked. So it's
Right.
but thank you so much for a few minutes of your time. I definitely appreciate that. If you're watching this video and you're not watching BMF yet on Stars, you probably should be watching it. So, Kadianne, thank you so much.
Thank you. No problem. It's a pleasure.